Yeah, look, my mother can sit back, as can all mum's side, and say, but Giovanni's the one that was telling everyone bullshit. We know this. My mum was called in 2015, and I don't call my mother for anything unless it's really important. And she had a chance. I mean, she had a chance to actually show up and be there and do something meaningful in her life for her kids. And I said, Mum, I need a solicitor. Okay? There's this information that's being said that's not true, and I've got a green card to the US. I don't need this to affect me. Well, it affects your son. It's your son's green card's over, Carol. You did it, not me. I mean, a mother gets asked one too many times when she's worked in a legal office her entire life to show up and do something that I need done, not what you want done. And she didn't do it. You were told in 2015. Now, that warrants me enough to completely disown my twin sister, and I would have nothing to do with her again. Amanda was told, like, I'm sick of this, and it's always been, but Gio said, I don't give a fuck. Gio was fucking homeless, living in a goddamn share house in Kensington where he rented a room from Paula Engelberthen. He'd only been living in Sydney not even 11 years when I met him. He bounced around from one boyfriend's house to the next. He had no money, no assets, no belongings. He was struggling in massive amounts of fucking debt that he would never pay off in his lifetime. He was babied by his mother, Dawn Carpenter, and his father, Sebastian Consalvo. His entire life, the Mormons, they're Jehovah's Witness, born-again Christian, Latter-day Saint fucking Mormon freaks in South Australia. He's not from New South Wales, not from Sydney, he's from South Australia. He had no job. He was unemployed. His entire life packed into a small three-door hatchback that he didn't even own. He had a mattress, an Xbox, and a small TV to play his Xbox on. The guy was never going to get ahead ever in his life, not with that amount of debt. And the debt that he had wasn't for anything. There was nothing to show for it. He owned nothing, had no assets. The debt was from him skipping up and down Oxford Street since he moved to Sydney. Involved in every gay organisation, in every gay group, in every gay party, and it was all debt from drugs and dance parties. That's what Giovanni had. Oh, and then his ridiculous holiday around Europe that him and Mark went on. Mark Gilchrist. Okay? So he met me. He met me. It was a fling, a sexual fling. He stayed over a couple of times at my place, and he saw my bank statements sitting on the, I'll show you the one he saw, on the dining table, and specifically saw the one where I still had 140,000 in one of my bank accounts, and he brought it up. And I reckon that's what started all this in 2009, because he started pretending he was a carer. Fake, like he committed fraud, he committed forgery. I told my mother argued back at me and said, Justin, you, like my mum does, like everyone sees. So I'm an easy target for everybody out there, because as soon as they meet my mother, they know, oh, Carol's not going to stick up for Justin. Have you seen how she behaves? Have you heard what Justin's mum says about his father's family? Justin's mother says his father's brother was this and that, and that's within the first 30 seconds of meeting my mum. So anybody I've ever met in my life knows exactly what they can pull over me, because I have no support. None. At all. This time it cost too much money for my mother to carry on going, Justin. I was like, no, fuck off, Carol. And Amanda, fuck off too, because you're too close to our mother, and that's the support that my mother's got, and a manipulative tool. And I'm the one getting damaged from our mother. She could have showed up with Michael McHugh. Even though it's not his law that he practiced, he could have looked at the facts and thought, hang on, I can help you out, Justin, we can get another solicitor. But they didn't. Now, I was mugged after work, November 30th, 2007. There's plenty of evidence that showed my injuries. But I never knew Giovanni then. I was with John. And here's where the gay community have it wrong. You see, my neighbours, so Grant and Brian, who lived in Goodlet Lane back when I was in 10392 Cleveland Street, Surrey Hills. Them, a great example. Okay, Brian, when I spoke to him, goes, oh yes, but when you were first mugged after work, what about everything Giovanni did for you? And they're sticking up for Gio. I'm like, I wasn't with Giovanni then. Yes, you were. He had a restaurant. And I'm like, that's John. You guys want to get the persons together. Yes, okay, fine. You fucking put your glasses on, Brian. John Cabino. John. Okay, this is who everyone thought Giovanni was. Gio. John Cabino had a rich family. Yep. John Cabino's mother was rich. Got left a lot of money. She lived in Greenwich. John lived in Greenwich with her. John had a restaurant that he actually was bankrupt from. Anyway, he had no money. And when I was mugged after work, November 30th, 2007, John used to come from the North Sydney over to me and check on me in Surrey Hills, his partner. All the gay community thinks it's Gio. I never met Gio till August 2008. Like I said, even Tony Bocello, even Star Casino. Everyone's like, oh yeah, I remember Gio. You brought him to work once. I'm like, no, I never. They're like, yeah, you did. I'm like, no, I didn't. That was John. It was John Cabino. You guys are confusing my boyfriends. I didn't meet Gio until August 2008, and that's where the rubbish comes from. So, Gio had all this money because his mother was rich. It's like, and then Gio goes along with it, goes, yes, because my family, it's like, you're a fucking povo. I've been to where you fucking grew up. You're a povo. Your area is like housing commission. It's almost deadbeat. Where he lived, if I could get my mother to understand what it looked like. In June 2012, I went there, he showed me. I was like, holy shit. No wonder he's the way he is. It looked like where Peel High School is in Tamworth. It looked like that. That's the type of environment Giovanni Consalvo grew up in. It was like a dirt front yard, tiny backyard, like a tiny little house. Like a povo house. Like a tiny little povo poor house. He was from a really poor family. Like real povo poor family. Like I'm really poor. Anyway, the same thing. I'm talking to people who know when I was with John, and they're going, didn't Gio have the restaurant? Gio's there. Yes, I did. I had this. And I'm like, no one's interested in your biscuit shop, Giovanni, if you even had that. It's like, no, I'm going, you're not. It's like, Gio, shut up. They're talking about John. It's like, no, you've got them confused. And like, well, who's bored? Both of them. John Cabino was bored. Giovanni or Johnny Consalvo's bored. Gio, John. You're confusing my boyfriends. And that's where the trouble come from as well. Because a group of all these gay groups and dickheads or fucking losers that are giving Gio support because he's done so much for Justin, they think that he's John. And that's the truth. So Mum was told all this. What did Mum do to help? My mother, Carol Purdy? Oh, nothing. Just argue back at her son and said, oh, well, you've done this. You let Gio. You da. It's like, okay. See ya. And then that's it. Look, actually, there's not into anything. See ya. I won't ever speak to my twin sister again. 11 years. Prevented me from actually going back and doing one. Let me show you the course. One course. So in 2009, I did really good at InDesign. And the course that I really needed to pick up was this one here. So this is my module. These are all the courses and subjects I did in 2009. This one. That one right there. So I want to do a 6 months course to pick this up to enhance my design studies. To come back from America in 2015, that's what I was trying to do. That's only a 6 months course. So in the last 11 years, I could have completed that course 22 times and was stopped by mental health workers thinking that I was greyhound therapy or some other bullshit. And it wasn't. So first of all, from 2015, you stopped my studies. Then you interfered in my return to work at Star Casino, which was supposed to be returning back to normal duties as a VIP host in December 2017. Then I decided to move to the US anyway, still holding the green card since 2014, and you interfered in my life in America. You cost me over $200,000 just in savings alone, plus an over 20 foot. I had a 40-foot container of belongings. Went there, I had less than 20-foot comeback. You cost me over 20 feet of assets and belongings. And I had beautiful furniture like the solid mahogany Edwardian cabinet. Okay, the French wingback cigar, just stuff that I've had since over 20 years ago from good auctions. And they all actually had, I've got it somewhere here where I've got the details from the auction house to do with the item that I purchased. Okay, so that was left behind for me to come back and sort you dickheads of mental health workers out and have this moving forward and get back to America before December 20. Well, I had to be back there before December 24. Okay, I said this since I got back to Sydney. I said to Alma, I'm here temporary. This is to sort out these fucking dickheads of mental health workers that had wrong information since 2015 that now damaged my life in America. Once it's sorted out, I can go back to the States and live my fucking life. Now you've lost my permanent resident status to America. So there is no, if this, no. Amanda, you were given 11 years. Carol was given 11 years. My entire mum side, they will stand back and go, but Justin, it wasn't us. Okay, which is what they do. It's like, but it was you who was asked to help me, and you didn't. I didn't ask Dad's side because Dad's side barely know anything. Okay, except for me having social circles with him, and I enjoyed my social circle with him. I asked you. I asked all of you to listen to the truth, correct the bullshit, lies and false information, and help me with this rubbish that's been going on over the years. Oh, the same crap that Giovanni did with his fucking little scrawny cunt. I can't stand her. Fat little Oompa Loompa mental health worker. It's Larry Altavilla's ex-mother-in-law. He dodged a bullet there by divorcing that Christie. Karen Hurley. Now, I met Larry Altavilla in 2011. Okay, we weren't friends, we were nothing, we were affiliates. I would happily, go up the Central Coast and chat with Larry. I think we're like-minded. Except how we got talking was he knows Dad's older sister's children. So Dad's older sister, Sandra Fleming, married Barry Johnson. He went to school with the Johnsons. So he went to school with, I don't know if you know Shane Johnson, but he went to school with Rebecca, who married Darren LeMay. So he knows a few of them. And then, on the other hand, which is really weird, he knows Mum's cousin's kids or something. Like, there's all this, it's small, it's the Central Coast. It's like a country bloody town. And so we got chatting going, oh my God. It's like, well, they're not, a representation of the entire family. They're just a representation of who they are. We're all different. Anyway. So, after that, Giovanni's like, oh, because they're really good friends. I'm like, oh, I'm not. He goes, but they know your family. I'm like, they know it's part of my family, a hair fracture of my family. And no offense to Larry, because I agree, I would be doing the same thing. He was inviting us out to Rojo Rockets. Now, at Avoca Beach, Avoca Beach is just near my dad's place. Not far from where Dad's friend Alex, another builder, so Dad's Mark Fleming, his friend Alex, used to live. I think Alex was in Kincumber. He's moved now. But back in those days, Dad and Alex, they were really good builders. And people knew them. And we're at this place called Rojo Rockets. And everywhere that Larry Altavilla was, his mother-in-law, ex-mother-in-law, Karen Hurley, a deadbeat mental health worker that belongs in mental health. I couldn't not stand her from the start. Everywhere he was, she's trying to be friends with his affiliates and friends. It's like, mate, you're just his mother, and like we're friends with him. Like, fuck off. And she's a drunken, druggo, deadbeat loser, like all the people that work in mental health. Anyway, Rojo Rockets, she lifts her dress up, shows everyone her G-string, and she has us kicked out. Okay? To save face, Larry palmed her off. He goes, oh, the boys will take you home. The boys will take you. Like, he was palming her off onto the two gay guys, myself and Gia, all the time. Gia's a fucking loser, thinking that's always fun and games. You go, woo, everyone loves me. I'm so much fun. Yeah, I don't. I think you're a fuckwit. I honestly, God, think you're the biggest fucking deadbeat loser I've met in my entire life. You're a fuckwit. I don't. I think you're a fucking deadbeat loser. I can't stand you. Like, if I wasn't so nice, you wouldn't have come back into my place in 2011. You would have been on the street. I kicked him out and he was homeless again. He came knocking on my door in 2011, 2 days before Christmas, homeless in Sydney. And I was too soft on my partner and then come back. He's a fucking little cunt. Should never have done it. Biggest regret of my entire life is 2011. So anyway, I'm there going to Joe. When Larry calls again, and this is no offense, Larry, I said, say we're busy. I said, because I feel like we're the buffers for Karen Hurley. Now, when we first was introduced to Karen Hurley, she used to boast about her abusing her husband. She boasted and she laughed. Here's the thing. I know women like this too well. The ones upstairs are exactly the same, laughing about abusing their husbands. I think it's sick. They're sick in the head. But they all seem to get jobs in social and support workers, mental health workers. So she then, abusing, she ran him over in the car. She got arrested for it. She actually ran her husband over in the car and was arrested for it. And then she said she made up some bullshit story and got off the charges. It's like typical women lying about men, like, you should be in jail. And I'm like, I can't, she's a fucking nut job, I can't stand her. And then Gia goes, you don't like her because of your relationship with your mother. I'm like, I don't like her because I don't like her. You're the one telling people bullshit. Like, there was no issues with my relationship with my mother until you would cause all this trouble. You know, like, my mother's relationship with me is my mother's relationship with me. Okay, I don't see, like, if I don't like a person, I don't like a fucking person. And he was doing this all the time. Say if I don't like someone that's a junkie, that's because of your relationship with your mother. I'm like, that's nothing to do with my mother. And he was doing it the entire time. So I told my mother this to help. But, so she's just an idiot. She cuts off her nose to spite her face. You're an idiot. I'm there saying, oh, now he's done it with Abigail Noyce. He's doing it with Stephanie Salas. He's done it. He's just continuously done it. He's just lying, scamming. He's a con man. It's a good con man because anyone else would be in jail for forging someone's signature. And that is my signature. And he's not in jail. So he's conned the police. Because anyone else, that's someone's signature. That's mine. So see this fake medical document? That's my signature. See this fake medical document? That's my signature. See this? Hang on. That's what I mean. Anyone else would be in jail. He's conned the police. The fake medical document? That's my signature. Anyone else will be in prison. Here's another one. There's plenty. Fake medical document? My signature. Another one. Fake medical document? My signature. Fake medical document? My signature. Like I said, there's a shitload of them. He was committing fraud and forgery. Fake medical document, my signature. What did New South Wales police do? They've attacked me over this. It's nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me at all. So, my mum finds out that she helped her son? No. Did she help her son with anything? No. No, because, and most of the time, it's my mum's issues to do with her first husband. So, like I said, so this now, what Giovanni did, has discredited me, yet, and even discredited me with my return to work, yet I was badly mugged and robbed on my way home from work. Okay, I was in a coma, but I never knew Giovanni then. I was with John. Like I said, Giovanni Consalvo saw an opportunity to get himself out of the situation he was in before I met him. All this rubbish that's gone on over the years, all the shit that government organisations have, all the bullshit that I've had to fucking put up with, and what it's cost me money, it was a return to work. I've got the documents where it's return to normal duties as a VIP host after 10 years of part salary payment. It's return to work. Okay? I didn't do anything wrong. I was on a return to work. I got mugged after work, was badly damaged, was in a Glasgow coma, had issues and health problems with that, was on a return to work due to extensive amounts, which is heavily documented, health issues. What Giovanni did has made the whole thing look sinister, but it's not. It's just that's one person's who's nothing to do with it. Should be nothing to do with me. Like I said, and that's what Giovanni did. It's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with my medical team. Okay, it should be completely separate. What he did for himself, and that was how stupid with this. He did it to get out of work, to meet guys from apps, to go do little fisting and use drugs. Because I'm very anti-drugs. And fisting's boring. So I wasn't involved in this. So for all these documents, okay, he didn't make money from it. It wasn't any gain. It wasn't any financial gain. This was just so he could go and screw around behind my back. That's how dumb this is. But what he did damaged my credibility. Like, fucked me over in government organisations, departments, you name it. What he did fucked me over. Why is it fucking me? Why am I the one paying the damage of someone else's mistake? I've had brain damage. I've had issues. I got, bad. I was in a coma. I've got, had bad health issues that I still went back to my studies. Okay, still went back to work. Okay, why? And by the way, when people say, oh, but you went for immigration, how could you do that? You want to see the documents? Immigration knew that I was in a coma after work. All that information was given to immigration back during Obama's administration, because that's when I went for immigration. They knew. All they wanted to know was, is it maintained, and will it, is there anything medical to do with it? It's like, well, no, because there's no need for psychology or psychiatry with it. The tools that I've learned can be done at home as long as the in-home space fits my medical needs. If it doesn't, then you've got a problem. But my home environment's meant to, well, it's meant to be assisted to fit my medical needs, which people seem, Australia's the worst country, doesn't seem to want to bend to that. It's like, no, these are specific due to the coma. It's not me being precious, and it works. It worked because I had no issues until after I moved out of the apartment. Everything was suited for the health issues. So number 12 there, number 12. Sorry, 2 New South Head Road, the apartment there. Okay, that was all to do. So everything in that was to do with the health issues, and it worked. That's why until after moving out of that place, I had issues afterwards. And that's when I was looking in America to look for an apartment that suited. So I was going, when I first moved there, I moved to Connecticut as temporary in a condo that was temporary. I made this very clear. It's like, okay, this is not suited, but I'll get over there and I'll start looking around. And I found a place in 37 South Iowa Avenue, Atlantic City. It's like, okay, that fits all of everything that I need to maintain those injuries. Now, I've got the letter from George Jacobs. So the letter that was given to immigration in 2014 regarding myself being mugged and robbed November 30th, 2007 on my way home from work. And what he said. And it was basically exactly that, all this is maintained with the living, so I know how to maintain it. If I'm listened to, it's maintained. Living home environment is maintained, and people aren't supposed to be, oh, what's he doing? No. Okay, it's my home. Okay, what you're doing is criminal, and what you're doing, you should be arrested for. Simple. So I'm not going to let this go. Okay, you just wanted to make some money? All right. Make some money off someone else, okay? Because I'm going to sue your fucking ass for the last 11 years.